U.S. official confirming that Iran indeed attacked a ship in the Strait of Hormuz with a drone. The attack prompting the International Maritime Organization to pause plans to evacuate more than 11,000 seafarers still stranded in the region. It's also raising some major questions over whether this attack violates the extremely fragile ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran. What do we know about the attack, Louis?
Kara, we know that earlier today there was a drone attack on a vessel that had just transited through the Strait of Hormuz and was very close to the coast of Oman. Now, when the British group that monitors traffic through the Strait of Hormuz came out with this report, it was unclear exactly what had happened. But what we did know is that it had come just hours after Iran had made a public warning that any ships that did not transit through what they called Iranian-approved waters on their way through the Strait of Hormuz might be subject to some kind of an attack. And what we have from a U.S. official is that, yes, there was an Iranian attack on a vessel.
But go to 2 Ezra 15 real quick and start at verse 30. Watch this. Read it your way.
2 Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 30. Also, the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth.
The Carmanians are the Iranians. The Carmanians are the Iranians. Go ahead.
Shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood. And with great power.
And with what?
With great power.
The video just said it looked like Iran has upgraded their military strength. They got drone formation like an jellyfish formation. Now you see today they just bombed somebody in the Hormuz. The Strait of Hormuz, where they say they are going to close it. But now it's open. But now somebody went through and they bombed.
Somebody got shot.
Somebody got bombed. Hey, there's so much that's going on in the world today. All right, so play this first video.
Breaking. Republicans break with Trump to rebuke Iran war.
Replay it.
All right, now to the Middle East. Secretary of State Marco Rubio traveling there today to talk with the Gulf allies on Iran. This comes as the U.S. is now allowing Iran to sell its oil in U.S. dollars. It's the first time in more than 4 decades. Anchor and White House correspondent Aisha Hasni joins us now with more. Aisha?
Hey, well, the president is currently still in battleground Pennsylvania. He is trying to shift the focus over to affordability, the economy, but the economy is inextricably linked to this Iran conflict and the success of his deal with Iran. Today, the president has been touting that 19 million barrels of oil flowed through the Strait of Hormuz yesterday. That's about as much as was flowing before the Iran conflict began. The average price of unleaded is now under $4 a gallon nationwide. The president also told PBS today Americans should support a reported $80 billion supplemental for the war because Iran will never have a nuclear weapon, he said.
See that
the Iranians, though,
they had all their oil passed through the Strait of Hormuz yesterday, right? They said gas is all gas is not below $4. Below $4. I seen it with like 387. I'm like, okay. Thank the Lord. But I seen another video where they said gas is going to go down to $2.50.
I'll take it.
I'm going to take it.
I'm going to take it.
I ain't going to let that gift destroy me.
Right. Never that.
But I do need that gas.
Come on.
Right, come on.
Y'all understand what I'm saying?
Use it, don't bruise it.
I ain't got 60. I don't got 60.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Not every time.
All right, watch this. Oh, no, keep playing on the first one because it says something at the end. It says something at the end, but go ahead and play it.
Continue threatening to upend these fragile talks. Iran's president announcing today in Pakistan that Iran will never discuss its missiles program. The Iranians also claim they did not agree to let the UN inspectors into their country to look at their nuclear facilities. The president personally swatting that down today. Watch.
They're wrong. They're wrong. They know they're wrong. They told us inside, and we have it down 100% inspections. And if they were right, I'd cancel the meetings right now.
And, Will, as you mentioned, Secretary of State Marco Rubio arriving in the Middle East today to sell this deal to Gulf allies that might still have concerns over that big reconstruction program that is supposed to be a part of this memorandum. He also had a phone call with Lebanon's president as Israel and Lebanon talks get underway here in Washington, even as Israel and Hezbollah continue exchanging fire. Listen to this.
You can't have the end of hostilities and conflicts in the region as long as Iranian proxies are launching missiles and drones from Iraq and are participating in terrorism like Hamas did and like Hezbollah did. So I do think it's covered
one
by
thing Esau would do as well, they'll paint the other people in the bad light.
Right.
So you gotta watch them. You gotta watch their words. They're
Yeah.
trying to make it say like Iran is responsible for the attacks on Israel,
Right.
but Israel is committing genocide.
Correct.
All right,
Break
play
it
it
on.
on.
MOU, and it is an issue that will be gotten to at the appropriate time in these negotiations.
Meanwhile, Will, listen to this. New chilling details coming from one of those pilots who was stranded in Iran earlier this year around Easter time. CNN is reporting that pilot says he saw multiple drones, Iranian drones, moving together in unison, almost creating a jellyfish kind of a formation. Very scary situation there. If true, that would indicate that Iran has advanced its military drones
So
program.
Iran got military drones. Jellyfish formation. Come on.
Wow.
You know what I seen right before we came to the school, officer?
What was that?
Get that underman. Get the short. Get that underman. Guess what Iran did today? Come on.
Uh-oh.
Play it.
Confirming that Iran indeed attacked a ship in the Strait of Hormuz with a drone.
Run it back from the top. What did it say? This just happened today. I look red as hell on that camera. Wow. This just happened today. Play that.
U.S. official confirming that Iran indeed attacked a ship in the Strait of Hormuz with a drone. The attack prompting the International Maritime Organization to pause plans to evacuate more than 11,000 seafarers still stranded in the region. It's also raising some major questions over whether this attack violates the extremely fragile ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran. What do we know about the attack, Louis?
Carol, we know that earlier today there was a drone attack on a vessel that had just transited through the Strait of Hormuz and was very close to the coast of Oman. Now, when the British group that monitors traffic through the Strait of Hormuz came out with this report, it was unclear exactly.
That's good, right?
That's good.
Hey, I got a scripture real fast because you see how Trump is on the act like they got everything under control. He being real prideful, real boastful. Like, nah, if Iran do that, they already know what time it is.
Right.
But go to 2 Ezra 15 real quick and start at verse 30. Watch this. Read it, you awake?
2 Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 30.
Uh-huh.
Also, the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go
The Carmanians are the Iranians. The Carmanians are the Iranians. Go ahead.
Shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood.
Uh-huh.
And with great power.
And with what?
With great power.
The video just said it looked like Iran has upgraded their military strength. They got drone formation like an jellyfish formation. Now you see today they just bombed somebody in the Hormuz. The Strait of Hormuz where they say they are going to close it.
Right.
But now it's open. But now somebody went through and they
Somebody
bombed.
got shot.
Somebody got bombed with a drone.
Wow.
All right, watch this. Matter of fact, no. Let's go to the next one. Yeah. That's the one I was talking about earlier.
Trump tours end, deal to end Iran war. Predicts gas prices will fall to $2.50 and even lower.
In all things, we're once again putting a thing called America first. And last week we signed a historic agreement to end the conflict with Iran, fully open the Strait of Hormuz, and accomplish what no president has ever been able to accomplish before. Iran will never have a nuclear weapon. That's done. And thanks to the power and skill of the United States Armed Forces, today Iran has no Navy, no Air Force, no anti-aircraft capacity.
They got drones, though.
But my thing is, aren't you tired of hearing this guy talk?
Yeah.
Every time he says something, it never happens. We're going to tear him down in 14 days. 4 months later, we're still here. If he don't got Navy bombs and he don't got a military, why is the Strait of Hormuz, why is there issues?
Come on.
Why have there been issues with the Strait of Hormuz for 4 to 5 months?
Right.
What is this guy talking about? Let me get a scripture, man. Give me Proverbs 14:15. This is the thing about Trump that we all got to pay attention to, and that we all got to take into consideration. We're going to have gas prices go to $2.50. Okay, read what you got.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 14 and verse 15.
Come on.
The simple believeth every word.
It's a simpleton right now. Like, yeah, Trump, yeah. Come on, man. we're going to have 250 gas. We're going to have 250 gas the same way you was finna destroy Iran in 9 days.
Uh-oh.
However many days.
Uh-oh.
It went from we're going to destroy them. Then it went to we're working it out. Right. Then it went to we're going to have peace. Iran said, no, we're not. Then he said, then he says, we're going to put pressure on them. They're going to sign the contract, and that's that. Then the Iran said, no, we're not. Then now you try to open it up. You go through. Iran bombs it. Bombs. These are the same people that ain't got no army, no military, nothing,
no aircraft, no nothing.
But all of a sudden, gas finna drop to $2. Come on, read it again.
The simple believeth every word.
So don't be simple. Read.
But the prudent man looketh well to his going.
We looketh well into these scriptures. That's where our focus is at. We're not worried about what Trump talking about, man. You know that dude be just running his mouth. Y'all finish playing it.
No launches, no manufacturing, and their leadership has been obliterated. And for the first time in 3,000 years, we are finally going to have peace in the Middle East. We're going to have peace in the Middle East.
Give me 1 Thessalonians 5.
Gotta read it.
Give me that one real fast, because as soon as he's talking about all this trash, I think this video is just from what's the date on this video? 21 hours ago.
Oh, wow.
21 hours ago. Just today.
Right. Today.
Yeah. Today.
Just today.
Read what you got.
The book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 5 and verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety.
He said we're going to have peace. We're going to have peace. Go ahead.
Then sudden destruction cometh upon them.
Then sudden destruction came upon them in the Strait of Hormuz. Damn. You see all that? You can't believe what this white man is saying.
Can't believe it.
He's just full of words and full of pride. He got a bunch of what they call the word salad. That's what when he opened his mouth and just a bunch of word salad.
That's all it is.
Remember, his own people think he's a joke.
Right.
Damn. His own, because they be like, he making promises that he can't keep. The war's supposed to last for 9 days. When it started in January or February?
I believe it started January, February. Yeah.
January. Man, it just ended supposedly ended in June.
Supposedly.
It been going on ever since. So he making promises that he cannot keep. Matter of fact, there's another video as well. Thank you for the time. Play that.
Just then, Trump issues ultimatum after abruptly canceling housing bill signing.
We like our leader. We like everybody really in the room. I don't like a few people, but that's okay. I think you know who they are. But I'll give you that information someday. But for the most part, we have a really well-unified party. And I said it very strongly. We have the hottest country anywhere in the world. We're the most powerful. We're the smartest. We're the most respected. 2 years ago, we were a laughingstock all over the world. We had a terrible group of people representing us. Every leader, I just left G7. Every leader, and we had a lot of people in addition to G7, as you know, came. Everyone said, what we've done in a year and a half is a miracle. We have the hottest country in the world, and we want to keep it that way. We have more factories being built right now.
Wow. Hey, go back about 5 seconds. Just hear what he just said.
Country in the world, and we want to keep it that way. We have more factories being built right now than we have at any point, at any time in the history of our country. And all of those factories are opening up soon. It's all jobs.
Hey, y'all remember when he said black people are going to be made factory workers?
Yes.
So now he's talking about, hey, we got the most factories being built right now. And I'm going to hire all you black people, all you Negroes, all you Trump supporters that want to make America great again. He said, I'm going to put you back in slavery. That's what he said.
That's what he said.
Damn. It's some more.
And our job numbers are incredible anyway. I see that oil just broke the $70 number. Who would have thought that was going to happen? And that's during a war. And Iran is being very nice. They're agreeing to everything that I want. And they have to. Otherwise, we just go back and do what we have to do. Thank you very much.
But did they agree? He said they agree with everything that he said, and they have to. But did they agree? Am I tripping? Are we hearing like some controversy in his speech?
Definitely hearing contradictions.
Definitely.
That's a fact. We're hearing all kinds of contradictions. Listen, don't go for the BS.
Right.
Do not, give me Ezekiel 13 and verse 10 real quick. Don't go for the BS, y'all. This dude is smoking mirrors. That's what's going on right now. There's a bunch of smoke and mirrors.
Right.
Just read that real quick.
Ezekiel chapter 13 and verse 10. Because they have seduced my people.
They will seduce you. He will seduce the black people, the black community, into thinking. Because if anybody want to be safe, it's the black community. We always be like, man, America, man, what? My armies, man. Shoot. That's just that fear. Because they don't want nothing to come to this. But destruction is coming. Destruction is coming. Read.
Saying peace. And there was no peace.
How do they seduce the people?
Saying peace.
We're going to have peace in the Hormuz. We're going to have low gas prices. We're going to have job for all you niggas. Read it from the top.
Because they have seduced my people.
They have seduced us how?
Saying peace.
Come on.
And there was no peace.
And what?
And there was no peace.
Ain't no peace. Ain't gonna be no peace. Ain't gonna be no peace till Christ come and make peace. Come on. I'm gonna leave it there.
Bring it up.
Across the earth, the prophets move. From city streets to distant lands, the message is the same. Israel must rise. Through every quest, every journey, the truth spreads. No border can contain it. No distance can silence it. Our nation lives in every moment. In joy, we celebrate marriages. In sorrow, we honor our dead. On the Sabbath, we gather as one. Families rejoicing together, bound by the commandments of God. Yet are we tried. From the stones in Kenya to the hatred in Montana, we endure as a soldier of the Lord. And still, the mission expands. On the airwaves, on the screens, in every nation under heaven, Israel's voice is heard. We build our communities. We raise our children in royalty. We restore what was broken. We clean what was defiled. We show the world who we are. This is Israel united in Christ. Nation in motion. Nation endures.